The first bell had barely rung when the whispers started. Every hallway had its eyes fixed on the quiet new girl walking through the glass doors of Westbrook High. Her name was Lila Morgan, a 16-year-old transfer student with soft brown hair that fell over her eyes, a simple grey hoodie, and a worn-out backpack that looked older than her. She didn't make eye contact with anyone. She didn't need to. The way she walked, careful, calm, almost rehearsed, made people talk. "She's the new girl from downtown," someone said. "Heard she got expelled from her last school," another added. Lies spread like wildfire, and by lunch, everyone had already decided what kind of person she was. Quiet, weird, maybe even dangerous. Lila didn't talk much. She preferred sitting near the window in the last row, watching the sky instead of the class. Her hands would sometimes tremble, but her eyes, those deep grey eyes, never wavered. Something about her felt unreadable. Even the teachers noticed. When Mr. Dalton asked her to introduce herself, she simply said, "I'm Lila. I like quiet places." The class laughed, not because it was funny, but because it was something they could use later, and they did. By the end of the week, the group that ruled the school had already marked her as a target. Josh Tanner, captain of the basketball team, loved humiliating new kids. His girlfriend, Chloe, queen of the cheer squad, was worse. She was the kind who smiled at you while stabbing you from behind. And then there was Ryan, Josh's best friend, cruel for sport. Together they decided Lila was the perfect victim. The first incident was small, a spilled drink in the cafeteria, an accidental bump that sent her tray crashing to the floor. The laughter echoed while she quietly picked up her things. She didn't react. That made them angrier. The next day they hid her books. The day after that, they tore her locker note apart and taped it on the door. "Loser lives here." She still didn't react. That silence, her refusal to fight back, burned them more than any insult could. But what no one knew was that Lila had a past, a very heavy one. Her father was an officer, more specifically, a SWAT team commander. She hadn't seen him in months since the tragedy. Their house had burned down one night during a mission gone wrong. She survived, but he didn't. The department told her it was an accident. She knew it wasn't. And though she didn't say it out loud, she carried that guilt everywhere, every hallway, every breath, every time she flinched at a loud sound. That's why she avoided attention, because when things got loud, bad things happened. Friday afternoon came with heavy clouds. The air inside Westbrook High was thick with chatter about the big game that night. Everyone was excited, except Lila. She stayed behind in the hallway, rearranging her books in her locker, hoping to avoid the crowd. But fate wasn't kind that day. Josh, Ryan, and Chloe came walking down the corridor, laughing loudly. Their sneakers squeaked on the polished floor. "Well, look who's still here," Josh said, tossing a basketball in his hand. Lila kept her eyes down. "What's the rush?" he continued, blocking her locker door with his arm. "We just want to talk." "I'm busy," she said quietly, closing her bag. "Oh, you hear that, guys?" "Busy," Ryan mocked, leaning in closer. "You think you're too good to talk to us, huh?" Lila didn't answer. She tried to step away, but Chloe shoved her back. "Careful," Chloe whispered, smirking. "You don't want to trip and fall, or maybe get stuck somewhere." The boys laughed. Lila's breath hitched. The hallway was empty now. Most students had already left. A faint hum from the fluorescent lights filled the silence. Then Josh grinned and pointed to the row of tall metal lockers. "You know," he said, "I heard these things are soundproof." Lila froze. Her pulse quickened. She stepped back, shaking her head. "Don't," she whispered. But they didn't stop. Josh grabbed her by the arm while Ryan yanked open the nearest locker. The metal door screeched. Lila struggled, panic flashing in her eyes. "Stop, please don't," she cried out, but her voice only echoed down the empty corridor. Chloe held her bag, laughing. They shoved her inside. Her shoulder hit the metal wall with a dull thud. Before she could push out, the door slammed shut with a harsh clang. Click! The lock snapped in place. Darkness swallowed her. Her breathing turned shallow. She pounded on the door. "Let me out, please!" But their laughter drowned it out. "Let's see how long she lasts," Josh said, chuckling. "Maybe she'll learn to talk next time." They walked away, their footsteps fading, leaving her trapped in a box no bigger than a coffin. Inside the locker, the air grew thinner. Every breath echoed. Her hands shook, palms sweating as the cold metal pressed against her back. Memories flashed, flames, sirens, her father shouting her name before the explosion. Her heart raced faster. "No, not again," she whispered. Her trembling fingers brushed against her necklace, a small silver badge-shaped pendant with her father's initials. She closed her eyes and whispered, "Dad, what do I do?" Then something shifted inside her. The panic turned into focus. She noticed faint vibrations, footsteps outside. A group of teachers were walking by. She started kicking, one loud bang after another. "Hello, please, I'm stuck," she screamed, but the hallway was too far. The music from the gym drowned her voice. No one heard her. Minutes passed, then an hour. The air turned colder. Her voice cracked. She stopped shouting and leaned her head against the metal. Silent tears rolled down her cheeks. She thought of her father again, his last words before leaving for that final mission. "If something ever happens, stay calm. Remember the code." The code. Her mind raced. Her phone was in her pocket, battery barely alive. She took it out, fingers trembling, and unlocked it. The signal was weak, only one bar. She scrolled through old messages until she found it. The hidden contact labeled Dad. She never deleted it. Attached to that number was an encrypted auto-alert program her father once set up for emergencies. She hesitated. Then she pressed